So we asked Adam to come up with an idea for a podcast today.
Oh, shit, yeah. This is gonna be class.
What would you eat if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life?
If I had to choose something purely for function, it would probably be...
What would you ask your future self in the year 2050 if you could just ask one question?
Do you regret getting Beard Meats food cancelled?
That'd be ace. If that was a real thing, like a Total Recall, where they can give you experiences as holidays.
Yeah, your dick still works, like, you know.
I'll tell you what, when I was 22, I wasn't using it much, right? But like,
You pick up a book and start reading.
You've lost Josh already.
Only to realise it's your life.
Fuck that.
Yeah, what if it says like he got one day he was walking the streets and an organised rabble of people really fucking hated his videos and they took him to like an abandoned warehouse and they tortured him to death, cut his knob off and stuck it in his mouth. Something like really horrendous like that. I don't know why my mind went there, but like that's something that bad.
It wouldn't exactly be a mouthful, would it?
Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Josh.
And welcome back to the Breaking Bread podcast, where we don't sell our bespoke brand of coffee at Wakey Wines for £1,000 a bag. But we do talk about things in the hopes of entertaining you. That was a dig at Prime Energy, by the way.
Wakey Wines.
That's what that shop is called, right? They're on
Abdul, come closer. I've seen things.
Abdul, go back.
Is that how it goes? I haven't even seen the videos. I just saw that they're selling like that energy drink for like £100 and people are actually paying for it. And not only are they paying for it, they're willing to be like on a TikTok video or whatever saying, yeah, that's the best day of my life. I've got a 30p energy drink for £100.
I saw there were another shop that's like selling them for actually reasonable prices and they're going, Abdul, fuck off.
How are you doing this week, my old buddy, old pal? You look to be lacking energy.
No, I'm all right, mate.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all right. But I did this High Rocks contest at the weekend. No, I'm joking. I'm all right. But yeah, I'm doing. How are you?
Mate, I'm all right. I've got a funny anecdote before we go into the YouTube comments.
Yeah, go on then.
So, right.
If there's anything I like, it's not just an anecdote; it's a funny one, the best kind.
So this weekend, my client Charlie, he sells watches, sells Rolexes. We've launched his YouTube channel. He's doing really well. We've got him over 1,000 subscribers. His channel's monetized.
Congratulations, Charlie.
He's very happy.
Probably doesn't need the money though, does he? If
He definitely doesn't need the money, but he's going to tick that box, doesn't he? So we made him a thumbnail, and he's moved into this new boutique, and he's got a photographer in house. Now I joked that his photographer looks extremely like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Unlucky.
And Jeffrey Dahmer, aka his photographer, last 2 times we've been there filming, it's almost like a dog marking his territory. So we've come in as like the video guys, and he's the photographer, and he goes for a shit when we're filming. So I'm like, what's he gonna do next? Like just crack open a spliff and just like really try and piss us off when we're filming. So I took his YouTube thumbnail out of the chat and I photoshopped a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer having a cigarette, like poking his head into frame.
Not just any cigarette, the herbal type of cigarette.
So and sent it back into chat, and I thought that's funny because it looks like your photographer Joe's just like peeking his head in having a spliff. So it comes to 7 o'clock last night, and
he uploads at 7 o'clock.
He does, yeah. We've taken your.
That's not a magic time upload, Anyway, sorry, go on.
I sent it back to him, so he's then. Last night said new video available, here's the link, here's the thumbnail, and put the wrong thumbnail up. Let me show you the thumbnail. Look at that.
That's what he actually used as a thumbnail. And his like target market's people buying Rolexes. Oof.
He said it were up for like 40 minutes.
No, but it was his fault. He was like one that actually.
Yeah, he was did it. Like he want.
So you were like, it's not my problem.
So I'm sat there like last night, I'm in tears, like laughing my bollocks off because I'm like, it's all on you, that man, it ain't us. So that was my evening, ruining somebody's career.
I feel bad when I put up the wrong thumbnail. I've not saturated it enough, so it looks a bit washed out.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. I'd feel pretty bad if I had Jeffrey Dahmer sticking out the side of a big portion of fish and chips or something.
So if you're in the market for a Rolex, speak to Charlie at the luxury watch company.
I can't imagine anyone listening to this podcast in the market for a Rolex, to tell you the truth.
Right, George, let's do some YouTube comments.
It's time for a YouTube comment from you.
Okay, so our first YouTube comment
Make it a good one this time. I'm not in the mood for like something being negative.
is from Killers. I think what makes a podcast great is having guests. I wish this podcast had more.
You and me both.
He's got us there. I mean, I don't know if that's what makes a podcast great, to tell you the truth. It's what makes people come to a podcast that otherwise wouldn't come to it. I don't know if it's what makes it great. But yeah, I mean, we try, man. It's not easy to get people on.
We're setting a goal for our New Year's resolution is we're going to have one guest a month. And we have got one lined up for the month of
We've
February.
actually got probably the most high-profile guest yet.
Yep.
Which is, we realise it's not a high bar. We've not set a high bar so far. But, I mean, you look at it from the internal workings perspective. I mean, I get asked to go on podcasts all the time, and I just say no because I don't want to go on them. So, like, why would I'm not going to get, we're not going to get anyone like that's particularly famous on the podcast, are we?
Until next week. I also put out a little question to our lovely patrons because they get first dibs of listening and contributing to the content. And I said, what do you guys want to see this year? Like, what do you want to see from the podcast, from us? Have you got any suggestions?
I said, I'll pay a motherfucker. You want to get Tom Cruise on there? I'll try and pay him, but he's probably not going to. Maybe that was a bit high, but yeah, anyone that's like that can be bribed, basically, is what I'm getting at.
Danny from Rate My Takeaway.
No, I mean, somebody that like I don't know who's like famous enough to like that they would be interested in, and people will know them, but we could pocket. They could be bribed, basically. Come on, who do you reckon? I'm thinking like Sir Trevor McDonald's. That a bit too much. I don't know. It was not
Edgar Wright.
No, I think I don't think. No, he's not payable. Maybe some like low grade actor, somebody from like
Ken
Hollyoaks. No, Ken Bell. Come on, he probably would do it actually, but he's a bit old.
I know Jamie Lomas from Hollyoaks. He's been on there for like 20 years. We get him on.
No, but that was just an example. I'm trying to think of something I'm interested in having on. I don't know, but give us some ideas because we
right. So we have got some.
Wanna...
Do you want to read them?
So Kyle Tripp says, I'm sure we'd all like to see more of Josh and Beard teaming up and or going head to head to tackle more food challenges.
Oh, that's coming, man. I mean, it's coming out of my pocket as well. This motherfucker's charged me like out of the fucking ears for it. But like, we're gonna film one, but with a crew, so it should be.
Yeah. That's by the way, that's what you're paying for. You're not paying for me to come. You're paying for the people to film it.
Well, yeah. You'll be taking a wedge of that though. So, I mean,
well, I wouldn't dream of it.
You've forgotten about it anyway. But like, that's what I want to do. But yeah, we'll.
I can't imagine it being much of a head to head though. I appreciate the backing there, Kyle, but
some kind of handicap system, like golf.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Maybe. Then we'll see.
Okay. Next
from Jordan Fermenic, a fitness challenge. Both do a cycling class, HIIT class, something of the sort, and keep track of some tangible evidence to see who is the fittest. And video
fuck off,
it
no,
too.
because we're not having. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear at you.
Yeah, thanks for supporting our Patreon, Jordan, but fuck off.
No, I meant like because that's not really balanced, is it? I would say Josh is certainly fitter than me. I think. Probably isn't much in it.
It's one of them though, isn't it? It's like we'd have to do like a pretty broad spectrum of, and then again like sort of calculate it because you're going to be physically stronger. Like if it's like chin-up challenge, you can do 4 million chin-ups.
Yeah, so
and I can do 4.
So I think it would have to be something that like isn't purely, like running based because I'm going to get blasted at that basically. But I we could totally do that.
Your mate Adam Richmond did. It was like I want to say maybe a 5K, and then every K you had to eat like some donuts.
Oh, that's the thing. I said to you last year, we should go and do that and film it. You've clearly forgotten. It's called like the Krispy Kreme. I don't know if it's
George, Google it. Find out where it is.
Just type in like Krispy Kreme race or something. I want to say it's like Boston or something.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. But it's basically you do some kind of length of run and it's not like prohibitive. It's not like a marathon.
Yeah.
But like you have to eat a dozen donuts, but you choose, I think, when you eat them. So you can either think, I'm going to choose to eat a few at the beginning for a start, but then I might get stitch. Or you could choose to eat them all at the end.
That's tough, that,
It's in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh, Raleigh's beautiful as well.
North Carolina. When is it?
When is it? Good question. Doesn't say.
Could we put elevator music in? Maybe Google when is the Krispy Kreme
February 4th. It's annual.
Motherfucker, it's a bit close, hasn't it?
A bit close. It's this weekend.
I can't make that. But, man, they only do one. Man. Okay, that has to be 2024 then, I guess.
Man, that'd be fun, that. Should we do that?
Oh, plenty of time to plan for it if it's going to be a year from now.
You've got to do, so it's run a 5-mile road course leading to a Krispy Kreme donut shop, eat 1 dozen donuts and run back to the finish line in under an hour.
Imagine running. I mean, I'd be all right.
5
actually.
what? It's 10 miles in an hour.
5-mile road course. Yeah, and run back to the finish line in under an hour. Yeah,
That's some.
You got to do 10 miles in under an
That's
hour.
the fucking pace, that mate.
I think so. That's what it says.
That can't be right, man.
I don't believe it.
Imagine the thing. I think I'd be all right actually with the run back, but most people can be fucked after eating a dozen donuts.
Yeah. Are you sure that's right?
It says the Krispy Kreme Challenge is an annual charity event in which participants run a 5 miles road course leading to a Krispy Kreme donut shop, eat 1 dozen donuts, and run back to the finish line.
I think it'll be 5 miles in total. There's no way it could be a
Probably,
10 mile. Like,
Unless it's just really hard, and because it is doable. I think it's totally doable. But like you'd have to be very, very fit to do it. I've got a mate, one of my mates, from Major League Eating called Derek Jacobs. There's loads of like marathons, Ironman.
Yeah.
He's into that kind of thing. So I bet he must have done it. I'll message him, see if he's done it, see what he knows about it.
find out, yeah. Well, yeah. So those two suggestions are from patrons. So thank you very much for supporting the pod, guys.
Mouthful of coffee. So yes, thank you very much.
I'm repping the Octagon mug today because George took the last Breaking Beans
Oh,
mug.
did I?
Yeah. When I saw you use it, I'm like, I could have done with that for today.
Yeah.
Company man now. Right. What are we talking about today?
So we asked Adam to come up with an idea for a podcast today.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So it's gonna be class.
So he came back to us with a website link of hypothetical questions.
Yeah, that was just but some of them are interesting. I think. I looked at like the first 5. and
I'm
there's-
doing you a disservice here. They are actually pretty good.
So we're gonna answer some hypothetical questions,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, because we don't. My memory's gone already. Was it this podcast? Somebody said get some guests on.
30 seconds. Are you all right?
We've definitely not done another podcast before this one today.
What's happened to you? I'm all right. I'm coming round now, mate.
Tripping. Anyway, yes. How do we start?
Okay, so shall I just ask you both and get your opinions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess so.
Would you take 70k a week job offer where you get paid to sit in a pitch black room and do nothing for 20 hours a day?
What? No. Well, first of all, imagine what that's going to do to your physical. Not forget your mental health. What's that's going to do to your physical health? Being deprived of sunlight for at
20
least-
hours a day?
At 20 hours a day, 70k a week to do that.
How are you going to spend it in the 4 hours that you actually have?
I'd do it for a week. I'd do it. That's.
Oh yeah, so it's not a lifetime job. You
I'd
could-
quit after a week. In fact,
yeah.
no. How long would you? 70k a day. You'd want $1 million, wouldn't
Not
you? What's that
70k a
like?
week.
Oh, a week.
So like,
think-
Oh shit.
so it's
Right, I do a year.
280 grand a month. You could do. Well, yeah, nah, I wouldn't be doing that. No chance.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't say you can't just sleep. So if you're in that room,
I mean,
in a
like
pitch
Miss-
black room, you can sleep for most
Mrs.
of it.
Beard would be great with because she could sleep for 20 hours a day easily. There'll be no problem to her.
I'm envious of her.
So, but
I
like,
bet you are, aren't you? Like
would-
chalk and cheese. She's got your sleeping energy.
yeah. But like, I mean, nah, man. Nah. You could 20 hours in a pitch black room. Fucking hell.
Okay.
No.
Next one. Which place on the planet would you never want to live and why?
You need to fucking stop saying that.
That's his answer. Don't see Liz.
Bleep that out, George.
Forget that part. You can answer first. Though.
Can I have the question again, please?
Which place on the planet would you never want to live and why?
I feel like that kind of answers itself. There's somewhere really cold. Like I wouldn't want to live in the Arctic. Somewhere really fucking cold. I wouldn't want to live. I hate the cold, and because I fast every day, it makes cold worse.
Yeah.
So just anywhere cold. Although I suppose I would have the solitude I so often crave. If I was living like somewhere very north of like Greenland or something like that, I'd like in a little shack. But yeah, I don't know, anywhere really cold.
I think.
Or London.
Yeah, I definitely want to live in London. I'm going to suggest some war-torn country would be like top of my list.
Yeah.
I won't specify where, but there's a lot of bad places to live. But that,
Fucking trip that part out, Joe. It was worth it when he said
just
it's
beef it
not
out.
worth it for just saying it.
I don't know how this one's got in here, but would you rather sit on a cock and eat a cake?
Oh,
Come on, Adam, answer it.
I'm indifferent. I'll take either or. I'm not doing either, whichever way you want to take it.
Okay, which famous person's body would you take over if you were a zombie?
Ooh, that's a weird one.
That is a weird one.
Take over. So that implies that, like, what's a zombie got to do with it? Because
I don't know.
I suppose what it means, like, if you could inhabit a famous person's body, who would it be? Ooh, I don't know about that.
Would the body be a zombie? Like, would it be like if you took over like an attractive female, you'd have zombie boobies, or would you have normal boobies?
What does that even mean?
Dicey territory, this.
Mirror? You gotta look in the mirror, don't you?
I'm gonna go along like a different tack here, and I'm gonna say, like, I would take over the body of who's someone gets to do loads of fun shit. Maybe like David Attenborough. He gets to go.
That's a rough body, that, isn't
An
it?
old man.
Yeah, but well, I mean, I already feel like an old man. I'm 37, for God's sake. Think about like all the shit he gets to do. He already looks like a zombie
Man,
as well.
that
So, like, he's like old. Like, he's starting to look a bit like.
He's sat in a recorded booth like this, looking at some fucking tortoise. And here we have a Galapagos tortoise that's been there for 4 million years. He ain't out there anymore, is he? He's wheeled into somewhere in London and voiced over.
I've seen him present. He's still
Someone's
present.
winding him up.
Yeah, they need to wrap him in cotton wool. That man.
I'm trying to, like, the first thing that kept in my head was David Attenborough. I don't know why.
See, I
could have said like Tom Cruise or
First
something.
thing I thought of were boobs.
Naturally, yeah.
Weird,
It
that, innit?
makes a change from you thinking about dicks. You didn't say zombie dicks, did you? At least, I don't know. What I was thinking of is I'm occupying a person's body who does cool stuff. The question's a bit ambiguous because it just means I'm going to be a zombie version of that person. Then it doesn't really matter who I am, does it? I mean, I guess somebody that looks like already looks like a zombie, maybe like Rob Zombie or Iggy Pop. Somebody already looks a bit melted. So like, if I'm a zombie, I'm gonna look like I normally look. Maybe that's I already look a bit like Rob Zombie anyway because he's got like long hair.
You look like that drummer dude that you tagged on Twitter the other day.
Yes, 66 Samus. He just won an award actually for YouTube's best YouTube drummer.
Oh, sick.
I'd love to. If he lived in England, he would be the kind of person I reckon I could pay to get to come on the podcast. But he doesn't live in England, so like I don't.
You might be checking. Somebody commented, when you put George Ezra on my head and him on your head, and said it looks a bit like the guy that Jonathan from Queer Eye, which he does. Have you seen that guy?
No, I've never seen.
He pretty much looks like that guy.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he does. You all have got like a resemblance of each other. What's next?
Would you take something that removes your body's need for sleep if it was given to you?
Ooh,
That'd be good for you. That because you barely sleep anyway.
but I'm thinking the other way. Like, I don't know because I think as well when I do actually eventually manage to get to sleep, or if I'm having one of those brief periods in time when my sleep is all right, it's a nice way of resetting things, isn't it? Even if you take out the fact that you for whatever reason need sleep,
Yeah.
for like biological reasons, I think like if you go to bed in like a bad mood or whatever, your circadian rhythm resets and everything, and you wake up the next morning, you're not necessarily good. You're going to be in a different headspace, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I think I like that about sleep. The fact that you're unconscious for a bit, aren't you? You come back around and then, like you start the day again. So I quite like the idea of sleep.
It's like temporarily dying.
Yeah, that's
Quite
what
likes that.
I think I'd take it. Because like you're gonna you've got so much more room for activities. You know, like you got to do so much more stuff.
What are you gonna do though? Like when you would normally be sleeping, so between the hours of whatever.
If like it didn't
midnight
affect
and 7.
if I could have the energy and I could sort of function, you know, as you do when you're awake, then maybe like you could
could be more productive.
be really more productive. You could make videos. You could go to the gym. If everybody else is asleep,
You still wouldn't go to the gym though.
pardon?
You still wouldn't go to the gym.
Look at that.
Oh, you would, but you'd be training for this Krispy Kreme race 2024 or whatever.
I'm gonna start running for that. So yeah, I'm saying I'm gonna take that.
Thing is, after a while though, the novelty would wear off where, okay, everyone else is asleep and you can be productive, but it's like, surely it'd be like quite a lonely time. You'd be like,
Peace, man.
asleep.
I would peaceful.
That wouldn't bother me.
Nah.
The lonesomeness of it.
What do you need to tell us, George? Can you not be alone with your own thoughts? Come on, no one's listening. You can tell us.
I think I'd take the sleep. I
I'm with
enjoy
George,
sleep
though,
too
yeah.
much.
It's weird that you would.
I enjoy sleep, but I'm saying if it didn't affect anything else, I'd be like, yeah, let's go.
No.
Okay, so if you were to wake up and you were trapped in a TV show for a month, what would the TV show be and what character would you be?
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
That almost takes a bit more thought.
That's my favourite one. I know I've got an answer already. I think I would like to be... What is it? What show would you be in and what character would you be?
Yeah, for a month.
I would be... I don't know, this might be lost on people. I would be in that show, Green Wing. Almost nobody knows about it.
Is that the one that you keep tagging us in? I keep sending it chat.
Clips
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
So it was a pretty short-lived. It ran for 2 series. It was like a Channel 4 comedy which took place in a hospital, but it's kind of surrealist, and a lot of it was what's the word? It wasn't scripted, it was improvised. That's what I'm trying to get at. But I think it's fucking hilarious. I watch it like every year, even though it's I think it maybe originally came out more than 10 years ago. I think I was even at uni when it came out, but I think I'd be in that show because there's lots of fun characters around, lots of fun people, and I think if I had to pick a character, I'd probably be the guy that plays Stephen Mangan. He's that kind of guy that we could pay to come on. He played a character called Guy Secretan, who is a bit of a chauvinist pig. That's not to say that that's what I would be like, but he's also the funniest person. So I think maybe I'd be him. Yeah, that's my answer. Do you reckon we could get him on? Probably not, right? I mean, he presents that show, the what the hell is it called? The Portrait Artist of the Year. So I'm thinking they're probably not paying mega bucks to present. So we could maybe get him down there for a couple of grand.
Yeah,
I know we don't make that, but I'm thinking I'll put myself in the red for a month so get him on the show.
Somebody messaged me. You said all about shit tweets. Well, that's this podcast at last. But anyway, and I put, I've just got a dishwasher for the studio because I'm really happy. And somebody put, is that where our Patreon money's gone? No, it's not.
Dishwasher. Somebody else said I thought that was Beard's job.
Yeah,
I think somebody tweeted that.
This will come as no shock to you.
Don't say Jackass, please.
No, I would want
Top Gear.
Grand Tour. I'd want to be the Richard Hammond on Top Gear because nobody wants to be Jeremy Clarkson.
You're right there, but you got to spend time with Jeremy Clarkson. Remember that?
Yeah, no, but
you could do that.
Yeah,
I couldn't spend time. I couldn't be in a room with Jeremy Clarkson. I don't think for longer than 5 minutes without wanting to strangle him. I don't think.
Have you seen that program that Richard Hammond did with, I can't remember what his name is, some other dude, and they would like on this island and they had to like use resources to like build things and stuff, and they just like Richard Hammond was just building stupid shit like catapults and stuff. And so the guy was actually doing like
with Bear Grylls.
That'd be what I would be doing if we were stranded on a desert. You'd be building the shit that keeps us alive, and I'd be building catapults.
But yeah, like I think that'd be an amazing job. Like that for me.
That's a bit. I thought you were going to pick like a fictional show.
Oh, sorry.
I suppose it's all right. So you would be Richard Hammond.
I'd want to do, yeah,
Doesn't even surprise me.
But without the crashes, like he crashes a lot.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he famously crashed. Was he in the hospital, poor dude?
Mate, he's crashed
loads.
He crashed the the rocket car, with like a jet engine on the back.
That was the big one, wasn't it?
That was a big one. Then he crashed an electric car a couple of years ago off a mountain, pretty much a mountain.
Then he crashed on a race course on Grand Tour. I'm pretty sure.
You guys seem like heavy Top Gear fans. I didn't even know I still made the show. I thought it got cancelled like years ago.
There's like a newer version of it, which it's good, mate. Have you seen the latest one, the Scandinavian one on Amazon? It's called the Scandi Flick.
No, I've not seen that one.
It's a spoiler alert if anybody's not seen it yet or you intend on watching it. James May crashes into a fucking wall like at high speed.
What, like just straight?
Yeah, because they do like these stupid challenges. So they're going down this tunnel that's like basically there's no lights on, but the light up as you go down the tunnel, and they're like, who can accelerate the fastest and stop before literally a brick wall. So Jeremy Clarkson goes first. He gets like 50, 60 mile an hour. Stops about a foot before it.
I feel like this stunt was built to fail.
Yeah, like I can't believe that got ticked off by like Danielle said to me, she's like, how the fuck did they get this past health and safety? James May goes next. He gets it up to 60 mile an hour, slams on the brakes, just doesn't stop. It just skids and then just plows straight to this wall. It could have been so bad.
I reckon there'd be some safety. They're probably making that out to be more dangerous than it was. Would have been some kind of safety.
I reckon there must have been some like stunt driver in there.
Yeah, just put some hair on like a
we'll overlay this crash. I'm going to show you this crash.
I don't believe it's entirely real. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Controversy. All right.
Okay, should we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. This one,
I didn't think the Will Smith slap was real at first though, but I think I came around to that in the end.
Yeah,
I thought
that-
that was a bit staged, but no, it turns out it was real.
yeah, that whole thing seemed super weird at the time. What would you eat if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life?
Ooh, steady! I've got this. It's my kind of thing. It's my category. I think it depends. Is it a magical food whereby like I can eat it and it could be any food, but like I don't get grossly unhealthy because I eat it, or I just have to choose?
Magical food.
Yeah, like so. So I mean, like, is it? Do I get to choose a food and it doesn't change the way that I? So like, if I said something like, I'm just going to eat butter. Obviously, I'm going to get really fat.
Out of all the foods?
No, I'm just.
I'll just eat butter.
Right, okay.
Yeah, right. You won't get fat. Like you'll
Because there were two answers, right?
Yeah.
So there's one I would choose if I could just eat anything for whatever and it
Oh,
wouldn't affect my
interesting. Go on,
health.
then.
And there's one I would
Right.
you really. So if I could eat one food, I think forever, and it wouldn't really change the way that I am, and it wouldn't be super unhealthy. It might be like I like peanut butter and jam sandwiches. I was between that and cheesecakes. You know me. I like
Yeah.
cheesecake, but actually, in reality, like if I had to choose something purely for function, it would probably be not fat free. Actually, lower fat Greek yogurt. So it wouldn't be the 0% by Faye
Oh yeah.
that we commonly eat.
Yeah. Together.
Not together, like with Lady and the Tramp thing,
Spoon.
like feeding each other. But I'd do maybe the 2% one or the whatever the 5% one, because you obviously need some dietary fat. But you're covering a lot. Your macronutrients, there's a lot of protein in those. You get about 50 grams of protein if you eat a big tub
Yeah.
of it. Some carbohydrate, which is predominantly lactose, obviously, but and there's some fat in it but not loads. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. What was the first one you just said?
Peanut butter and
Peanut butter.
Peanut
and
butter and jam sandwiches, probably, yeah. For the taste of them, I like those.
That's surprising. That's quite. I wouldn't have guessed that
I really like peanut butter, though. And it's not something I get to eat very often.
because it's like it's just bags of calories.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Because like cheesecake, I think I would get sick of cheesecake far quicker because of the nature of it, you know? Like I like cheesecake, but I don't want to eat bags of it, you know?
I think I would go with burritos. I love
Burritos.
I love a good burrito.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've never seen you eat a burrito ever.
Mate,
And when you said like let's do a food challenge, you didn't say let's do a burrito challenge, of which there are a few.
Oh yeah, but that would be very difficult. I would really struggle with that.
But why? But you like burritos?
Yeah, but I don't mean I can eat load like a
No, but I mean, what I'm saying is like you've said to me, "Oh, let's do a food challenge," but like you've never said make it a burrito. I feel like if it's your favorite food, would that not make it the
but
easiest?
I think a burrito challenge. I've seen you do them where they're like this big, and you quite literally open a can of worms where it just gets bigger. Once you unpackage it. Whereas like with a breakfast challenge or like a pancake challenge,
It just is what it
it
is.
is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, tactically,
I get
I think
it.
I'd be pretty good at chicken wings.
I want chicken wings.
But we'll find out next week on Adam's channel.
It won't be next week. It'll be 4 months down the line, but you know.
So that's mine.
What would you do if you could go back in time and learn something sooner, and how would it change things?
That's Pandora's box
Yeah.
right there. You're playing with some shit, you know, because like you never know. Like if you
Playing
do,
with some shit.
if you do something earlier in your life, you never know how the butterfly effect and whatnot, what that impact is going to have on your life. I wouldn't tinker with the past, but if I were to, and
Well, you can't answer. I wouldn't do that because it says, "What would you do if you could go back in time?"
Right.
As soon as you say, "I wouldn't."
Ooh, I could say something really depressing, but like I think maybe I'd go back and I'd start I don't know if I would. Maybe I'd start the whole YouTube thing earlier.
Yeah.
You know, avoid years of fucking depression, working for a bank, watching my soul being sucked from my body. But maybe I would. I don't know that I would. I probably wouldn't do anything differently.
Use that for the thumbnail.
Like a dementor. Sucking the soul out.
I'm with
Is that a Harry Potter thing?
Yeah.
I'm with your first answer. I think I wouldn't, and I think I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. That is my.
Just don't touch it. You never know what could
I'm
happen.
really like things are good. I'm happy at the moment.
We was like Lindsay was saying, like, how scary is it? You know, you think about it because she never. I walk a lot, right? So last night she says to me, it's pitch black. It's the wind's howling. You know where I live. There's not much like real
It
protection.
was fucking grim yesterday.
She's like, do you want to go for a walk? I'm like, I can't really say no because I keep telling her like, do some more exercise. So I said, yeah, go on then. But we were walking along, and I'm like, we need to walk into traffic because I don't trust, especially where I live, I don't trust people, right? So I'm not walking with cars combine me. And we got on talking about like, what isn't it crazy that like it could be the difference, you know, you leaving your house 30 seconds later could be the difference between you being hit by a car and not.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it's like an age thing, but with age, that shit kind of not terrifies me, but it's.
Do you ever think about stuff like, oh, if that one time I didn't go to this place or do this, I wouldn't have met this person that wouldn't. That then led
like
to
Josh.
Meeting,
Yeah.
Were you trying to leave me to talking about Josh? I get it.
Well, no.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have. I think how much more blissful my life would have been.
Isn't it weird?
And everyone else, because there'd have been no music videos probably.
Isn't it weird how that's happened though? Like when you do think about it like that, you know, because I were only there for a very short period of time, and you're like intolerable as a person. So how we became mates is amazing, really.
George has never said anything bad like that. Well, maybe, not to my face anyway. Probably says it behind my back all the
No,
time.
but it is mad out. That's why I'm like, I'm happy. Like as it stands.
Don't touch stuff in the past. Yeah, nah, I think I'm with you there.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
No, I don't really believe that at all. I don't really believe in fate, but still.
Would you rather live for another 80 years and never leave
Fuck
your
it.
house,
I'll stop you there. I don't want to live for another 8 years.
or live for another 10 years and be free to go wherever you want?
The second one. I'm happy with another. If you told me right,
easy one to be fair.
yeah, you don't want to live for another 80. Think how old I'd be. Jesus.
I wouldn't want to live for 80 years.
Yeah, for 80
regardless.
periods.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's. But some people are mad like that, aren't they? They just want to live forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's it's like a malady of people that don't really do what they want to do with their lives, you know, and they just kind of get caught up in the drudgery of it. Especially now, like, you see they're changing the age of retirement now to like 68 or 69. That's fucking insanity to me that you could still be working a full-time job at 68. You're fitting to die at that age, man.
Since when did that come out?
They're going to change it from, I think, 2025. It was in the news like last week.
Fucking shithouses. Imagine that. You're on bins. You're a bin man, right? You've been walking around the estate for the last,
Well, they'd probably move you into an admin position.
fucking, I don't know, 70 years.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for like my postman.
Especially if you like, you know, have you ever put like bricks in your bin when you're not supposed to? They're heavy at bins then, you know, you're like trying to hide it.
Put bricks in your bin.
Bricks on my bin.
Yeah, you know, like you've done a bit of building or something, you're supposed to take a tip and you're like, fuck it.
Put that dead body from a few weeks back underneath them all. I'm on to I've got a postman who's like, he looks like he's about 60, and he's like, he's had a limp for like the last year, and I feel so bad for him. I'm like, man, can't they put you in a position where like you, maybe I suppose
That's probably a good thing, though, isn't it? Like he's still exercising and
true,
whatnot.
but I still feel kind of bad for him.
69?
68 or 69, because it's like 67 now, isn't it?
If that's not motivation enough to try and just get out the fucking system, like,
Smash the system, man.
yeah, fuck that.
Get out of the matrix. What video game would you choose if you had to live for a year in the last one you played? And how would your life be different?
Wait, that question was really good until you said, what video game would you play? And then you said last one you played, because I know that limits it to one unless you were simultaneously playing 8 video games.
Do both. So the last one you played, what would you be in? And if you could choose, what would it be?
I like this question. Apart from the weird, kind of
don't know why
ambiguous of it. The last one I played was like, I was playing with my nephew's house. He had me play. I don't even know what it was. Like some like Disney game thing where you walk around like trading fucking turnips to talk to people. Like, that woman from Frozen. Not seen it, but that woman that goes like, "Let it go, let it go." Yeah. George just winced as he heard my voice coming through the cans. That was, I don't know what it was called though. If I could choose any, I reckon probably only the greatest video game of all time, Final Fantasy VII. I was going to say like folks at home know, but it was probably released before you were born, George. But it's a classic, man. You know, you got a bit of fantasy in there, a bit of magic. But like you go around with your troop of people, like fighting the good fight with massive swords, beating the shit out of people, setting people on fire and whatnot. But all like you got talking dogs or raccoons, or whatever the fuck that creature was. You got a mate who's got a fucking chain gun for an arm. It's like, all good fun, you know. I used to love like Final Fantasy. That not every game, but that and 10 were great.
Why don't you do like a bit? Do you not game now? I'm not saying start a fucking Twitch channel or whatever. But
I got a message from Twitch the other day, literally from a guy at Twitch saying, "We want you to start streaming on our platform." And I'm like, "No, I don't game. I don't have time for it now." And he's like, "Nah, but you can do other stuff." And I'm like, "Nah." when am I going to fit in time to stream stuff? And what would I stream? I never watch streaming, so like
I've never. How do you make money? Can you Google that? How do you make money from Twitch?
just like
Donations,
YouTube,
isn't it?
but it's like YouTube
So
as well.
people
They-
donate
How do you get
to the
paid?
stream.
They run ads as well, don't they, on Twitch? I think so. It's like you can stream live, and then you get. I think they manufacture ad breaks into them, so you can take a break and then an ad plays or something.
I don't know.
I could be wrong there. I know Stoney's. Matt
Oh,
Stoney's.
yeah.
I think he. I think there was maybe. I don't want to say something that's not true, but I think there's a point in time where he started making more money from Twitch than he did from like his.
Shit. Maybe we
could be wrong.
should. We can't Twitch the podcast, can we? Because we get.
No.
We cut too much
do
out.
people put podcasts on Twitch?
Probably not.
Google it.
I don't even know anyone that watches Twitch. I mean, but like, admissibly.
Stevie from Happy Hour Twitches. Twitches.
Not there's anything wrong with it. I'm a bit twitchy. I don't like have a medical tick, but I'm never like. I've noticed this when I watch. I don't really watch this back commonly, but I'm always fucking doing something. I'm always like, even if there's no coffee in my drink, I'll be playing with that, fucking scratching my
Your
face.
mannerisms as well. You've got like a pretty.
I'm just a bit
the cadence of you talking.
Yeah, I'm a bit. There's something. I don't know. Something about me.
Yeah, it says you can just Twitch subscribers, Twitch ads, donations, affiliate marketing, sponsorships, merchandise, Patreon subscribers.
Fucking affiliate marketing. Nah, I don't really have the time. But like, I'd love to know in the comments. Let me if you would watch me. You know what would be good about it now if I did start like doing gaming shit. Like I'd be horrendous at video games because like naturally I'm old now and I've not played a video game in years.
Can you imagine how
I think
stressed?
that's the.
Can you imagine how
that's the
stressed
way-
out you'd
That's
get?
the in.
That's the in, yeah.
You play your
Because
old games.
people will watch you anyway because of your
think-
channel and stuff.
Now people already get mad that I talk too much when I'm eating. So like if I'm just talking while I'm like, oh look, I'm up in this chest. I've got some loot here. Look, a baguette or whatever you can get in Legend of Zelda. You know, I don't know what the appeal of that is in the long term.
What
but
would
loads
you
of people,
play?
I don't know. I probably want to play like games that I used to play when I was
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
Like I was big. RPGs I think were my favorite genre of game.
Roleplay games.
Yeah, but not like weird stuff like what's that thing that kids play online? You know, where you have to pay to play it online. It's like a massive.
Fortnite.
No, not like that. What was that old one back in the day? And people would literally have like a fucking second life. It was like a World of Warcraft style thing.
I'm not sure.
Oh man, what was it? That was it, wasn't it?
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, not like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't even really like the idea of online, gaming with other people. Like, fair enough, you playing, but FIFA like in your living room.
Lockdown, man. We played Warzone loads out of class.
Yeah, nah, I don't. I mean, I liked a lot of Bethesda games as well. Like Skyrim and Oblivion and whatnot. But like those take hundreds of hours to finish. So like that was like a thing when I was young. When I was a younger man. Now I don't
You've
know.
gone out to one video a week. You could fit that in, bit of gaming in your schedule.
Don't start with that shit, man. Like it doesn't mean that I've got like tangibly. Maybe I've got 10 more hours a week, which I'm not going to spend gaming or on Twitch. Spending like listen to my grandma tell me about
if
fucking
anybody
arsenal of vibrators.
If anybody knows all about Twitch, let us know in the comments.
What would yours be?
Yeah, there is no, as far as I'm aware, there is no Jackass the video game.
Grand Theft Auto, innit? You've got to be.
Well, yeah.
So you would live in a crime-riddled universe in which you were the one committing the crime.
Well, you don't.
Constantly on the run from
No, but
police.
there's them weirdos on Twitch that drive it. Like, they'll stop at stoplights and stuff. Do you know?
People do that?
Yeah, mate. People know that.
They do like roleplay.
Don't get me wrong. I've been running over hookers and setting buildings on fire, but like,
Wait. You just blow my mind. There are people who play Grand Theft Auto, right, and they stop at red lights.
yeah, they literally just like abide
Follow
by the
the
rules.
What enjoyment do you...
It's just like roleplay
I
servers.
don't even believe that happens.
And like,
I
there's
swear it is.
there's like ones where there's like people play the police and the ambulance and fire service, and if you're like doing criminal activity, there'll be real people dressed as police officers driving police cars that will actually
I kind of get
officiate
that.
like real police and put you in prison.
I kind of get so people play the police in like an online version of Grand Theft. I get that.
Like Ben, wouldn't it? Ben would do that. Snitches.
Yeah, but they like take it seriously. Like they know all the code, like all the
Oh.
lingo, like everything.
I find that a bit odd. Anyway, one of my cousins, right? He used to. My cousin's. Oh man. I don't know.
Does it matter to the story?
No, it's somebody
Right,
I know,
yeah.
right? Basically, he had a mate, right? That he said he couldn't like. He had call like you train. Like, so you play 5-a-side, you might have training once or twice a week or whatever if you took it seriously. So he had like Call of Duty training. So like 3 nights a week he was on his team, right? And they would train somehow to then I guess have competitions or whatever.
Yeah. I suppose you'd have to.
And he was
but-
like, I can't come out for a few beers because I'm training for Call of Duty. And it's like, fucking hell, you're taking it a bit seriously now.
But yeah, but I suppose you'd have to, wouldn't you, if you want to be a gamer.
It's to me though, it's like weird because like I think traditionally people that played video games a lot back in the day were like antisocial, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you played them, because you liked a bit of solitude. Like I hate the idea of like they released of like Skyrim, which is like it was a massive RPG. The people that make that then made like an online version of the game. It's like that kind of defeats the point, because you want to be like alone with the story. I hate the idea of just unless it's something with a replay value, like say FIFA. I kind of get that. You might go on and play like a game of FIFA against somebody. But if it's something that's supposed to be immersive, I never really understood that. I don't know.
I've never understood people that play like train simulators and bus simulators and stuff like that, or farm simulators. You know, it's like you'll work a full-time job, come home, and then you'll just sit
Simulate
and
being
pretend to
a
be a
farmer.
train driver just on a straight railway track. Like,
Do you know that?
How's that fun?
Somebody told me the other day that you know that game Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Come a bit close to it, Mike.
Sorry, yeah, it was miles away then.
Fucking hell.
It's been around years.
What,
It was
Flight
like-
Simulator?
Yes, it was around when we were kids, right?
Yeah.
So it was like a PC game. I don't know if you can get it on consoles or whatever, but you could simulate being in so you could get a joystick with it if you wanted, and like all the dials and whatnot,
Yeah.
right? But the latest version of it live renders a world map, so you can literally, apparently, I don't know if it's fact check this, George, but like apparently, so you can fly from Manchester Airport or whatever to like
Orlando.
yeah, Orlando, whatever, and actually fly it as it looks, because it renders in real time.
Fucking 8 hours.
yeah.
flying in a straight line.
But isn't that the part as well? Like with flight, don't they put it on like autopilot once you're up to a certain altitude?
I think they land them in autopilot now.
Yeah, that sadistic fucking pilot will be circling Manchester Airport like it was a few weeks ago.
I think they said though, them flight simulators are like so accurate to like you could actually train to be a pilot using flight simulator.
I've got a mate who is nearly he is a qualified pilot. He can only pilot up to certain size aircraft, but his end goal, a bit like we talked about, like, switching careers. He wants to be a pilot, like on
commercial
like
pilot.
a 747. He's not far away now. He's like, I think, because it's a question doing certain hours and you pass an
And
exam.
it's supposed to be super expensive, innit?
Yeah, he spent loads of money, and it all started when his girlfriend Steph bought him just as a present, like he could go up and like you can take the reins. It's got like two. A small plane. You take the reins for a bit and you fly around. He loved it so much. That's like going to be his life now.
Good, man.
But yeah, a lot of time hours he does it on like a flight simulator thing. He's a fucking loony as well. Like the thought of him like piloting a plane is terrifying to me. He'd be that guy that pretends like he's dead when you're on those like Grand Canyon tours, and like he puts the fucking nose at the ground and goes, "I'm only joking." He's that kind of guy.
Should we do some fathering fails, Josh?
Yeah.
That implies there's more than one.
Run,
There is more than one.
run VT.
Till he's bumping ahead, falling down the stairs. It's time we hear the tales of Josh's fathering fails.
All right, so we had one of these for a while. People must have thought I was doing a good job at being a parent.
Just because you've been away so long. Judith Chalmers over here.
Time has passed, and the little human that lives with us now is talking, walking. She's pretty she's pretty self-sustaining.
Big fan of the Cheesecake song as well, apparently.
She is a big fan of the Cheesecake song, yeah. But we have had a couple of fails the last couple of months. I've not brought up on the podcast. So I thought we'll compile a few and I'll share them with you. Just before Christmas, she got hold of. She's getting pretty tactile now.
Oh yeah.
And she got hold of Danielle's phone when she wasn't there, and started just tapping away. And if you press it enough times, it's like it says call emergency services. She called the Rozzers on us.
Oh, she called police.
She called the police. So Danielle had to be like,
How'd that work though? Because you get when you get through at 999, don't they say who do you want?
you get to like a call center, but then they realize that it's just like a mumbling, fumbling toddler.
Right, and then they just police's default.
But like the funniest part of that is that Danielle is like an upstanding member of society. So like she wouldn't say boo to a goose. She's a teacher. She's not like us.
Idiots, professional idiots. Yeah.
So she was mortified by that.
So did she have to speak to him and say like it's just
sorry.
Did she get told off? You get like
No,
a slap on the
no,
wrist.
fucking. They'll have drunk people and all sorts of idiots ringing about time.
I'd have thought they'd say, and now just be very careful in future because you're not supposed to be calling this number.
She got away with it. So next, right? So this was just after Christmas. We've got a rocking horse. Like, so my sister bought Tilly like a rocking horse, like a little one from Mama's and Papa's. Yeah. And for the longest time, she couldn't even climb up on it. But now that she's like agile and crazy because she's a toddler, She'll jump off sofa and land in ball. We've got like a little ball pool. She jumped on this rocking horse, but because she was too busy watching Peppa Pig, I literally sat there with like a cup of tea. And I'm like, be careful, you're going to fall. Be careful, you're going to fall. Sure as shit, she fell flat on her face off this rocking horse. But I think like you've got to like let them make the mistakes, haven't you?
A lot of people that have kids, I've heard say that, right? But like, I feel like in that circumstance, once you've told her once, do you not go over and say it, right? I've just told.
No, it happened too fast. It was literally like
too fast. You told her twice. You
Yeah, I told her,
to
be careful.
verbalise twice. Be careful.
be careful.
Be careful. Tea down. Catch the child.
Tears, crying.
I suppose like that is a part of like life, isn't it? You make. We said that before. I feel like you get a lot of mileage out of that excuse. Yeah, she probably does need to get hurt a few times to realise not to do things. That gravity exists.
And last one. This was last week before we recorded actually. So I'm in charge of childcare drop off and pick up on a Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I'd got dressed for us to come to the podcast, and I'd put on I think I had like a grey jumper on, a grey hoodie. But because she's like a little minger,
what?
a little minger. Like kids get bugs.
You can't say that about your kids. What's wrong with you, man?
There's like snot and dribble and like they're just grim, aren't they? They don't care. They're not like they've got no manners.
I'm clipping that and I'm sending that to Danielle.
She'd sneezed and a big like snot had dripped out of her nose, and she like literally leant forward to wipe it on my shoulder.
Well, I mean, she's your kid.
That's what it's there for.
No, that's fucking grim.
What do you do?
Chucked her out a window. But I just thought, like, how grim's that? That's how
Probably
grim.
a fathering fail though.
No, but I thought
Maybe you should have taught her that that's not the thing to do. But
I did.
How old is she?
22 months.
Why do people still do the month thing? What, you're on about 22 months, so she's nearly 2.
She's nearly 2.
Yeah. Nah, she can't know it's your responsibility to teach her that's not a done thing. She's not gonna she's got to do social etiquette, is she?
Why not?
She's gonna think that's my dad. He cleans up things I do. I'm gonna wipe my snot on him.
Well, that's what happened. So I think we've got away pretty lightly with the fathering fails recently.
That's pretty light.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad, I suppose.
There's been some bad face plants and stuff, but not on my watch, so I can't take them. If we did a grandfathering fails, like she's had some face plants on my mum and dad's watch, but
It's like she dad's like always pissed.
don't bring that up. Don't bring that up. He does this.
But fair cop, mate. You allowed us to win the beer pong thing we had at the Breaking Bread HQ.
Oh, that caused some grief. That before
Despite
Christmas.
being absolutely spangled, it still is the most accurate of all of you, me, and your dad.
That's what dads are just so good at, though. Like,
Yeah.
they can be so blind drunk and just beat you at anything.
That's true, yeah. Dad's right. What's
Should we
next?
get back to the hypothetical questions?
Get back to it.
Oh yeah, we got more. How long have we been going?
50 minutes.
Ooh, this has gone a bit quicker
Go
than
for
the
a
last
little
one.
bit longer. Which social media platform would you choose to own, and what would you change about it if you could?
Easy peasy. I would own TikTok and instantly fucking obliterate it.
There's another one, isn't
You
there?
can predict that
There's
one.
another. What's that one where he takes a selfie and then a picture forwards? That's like a thing now, isn't it?
Oh, well, they'll be bought out by somebody, won't they? Instagram.
Oh, what? So you take a selfie and it... What, so it takes pictures on both cameras at the same time?
Yeah.
I don't think it does that, does it?
What, TikTok?
No,
No, like
what
there's like a platform, like a new social media.
What would be the point if you're holding your phone up to the ceiling to take a selfie and then you're taking a picture of the ceiling as well?
Well, I feel like it's not the kind of thing Josh would invent, but it does seem a bit odd. But I mean, they all start with some stupid gimmick, don't they? What fucking difference does it make? Like, what? So you're taking a picture of yourself while you're taking pictures of... Aren't you going to be looking weird like you're trying to get the other picture in focus while... So you're going to be just like this, looking at this.
Right, it's called Be Real. Be Real is a
How
French
ironic.
social media platform in which every single user is notified to capture and share a photo during the same 2-minute period every day.
So you have to take a picture during a certain time.
Is it the same time every day, or the time changes, but you...
That's dumb.
But it's a thing, though. I don't know if it's still a thing, but it's definitely a
That
thing.
feels like one of those, like, let's just make a gimmick on which to base a social media platform, which isn't being done. But fair cop to them, because it probably will be purchased by one of the other social media giants. But yeah, my answer is easy. I'd own TikTok and then just, if not obliterate it, I don't know that I could do that, but like some way liquidate it and give all the money away to people. I don't know.
I get that.
Would YouTube count as one?
I want that. I'd go YouTube and take that 55% of ad revenue that or 45% that they take off Beard and everybody else.
55, isn't it? They take more.
Do they?
I don't know. I've never.
I thought it was. I thought that the creator got 45
Still a lot,
or 55.
Still, it's
so
basically
much
half.
in it.
But to be fair, I say to be fair, it is a lot. But I feel like it doesn't seem unfair to me given the proposition of YouTube as a thing, because it does allow people that otherwise wouldn't. You'd have to build like your own platform and hope people that came to watch you.
It's like it just proves that we're completely fucked in it, because you get your 45% and then you've got to give 45% to taxman. So at the end of it, you've got
your 25%.
You've got 20%, 10%.
Of it, yeah. Yeah. It's life though. It's life, innit?
Nothing certain.
They send you a letter when you hit 100,000 subs and 1 million saying cheers, which doesn't have wet ink on it. It's just like a fucking type.
You had to pay for it. Amount of money they've had off you, and you had to pay for that fucking thing.
And well, I suppose that makes sense though, because you don't have to pay for your one. If you want a duplicate, you have to pay, because like otherwise people could just get them.
You should have made a solid gold man for the amount of money that you'll have made them. Anyway,
True.
Next one.
Okay, so what would be the first thing you'd do if time machines existed?
Sell it and not use it.
Sell it, not use it.
Oh, I don't know actually, because
Let's say, so you can go back in time to like, obviously like to see your past, but also just literally anything. So you see a moment in history.
I'd need some assurances that rigorous testing has been done on this time machine to make sure that when I got to like, I don't know, the 4th century BC, I wasn't arriving without my cock or my little finger. You know, like I was going to be reanimated properly.
Your cock or your little finger, and they're like identical.
I took two things that were about the same size. Yeah. I don't know that I would want to. I think that's the only. I think if I were to, I knew it was going to be safe. I knew it was a safe time machine. I could get back there and back in one piece. I'd probably just go forward in time, figure out what the lottery numbers were for the weekend.
See,
easy,
I'd go with this, like with that butterfly effect and everything that we spoke about. I'd just go back by a week, write down, Google search like all of the sports.
numbers.
Yeah, is that going the right way? I'm going forward or backwards?
No, you need to go
I'd go forwards.
mate.
I'd go forwards a week.
He's already booked it, man.
I had one.
He's used that one trip.
I had the one wish with the genie, and I thought, "Fuck!" I went back.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I wouldn't want to be tinkering with time.
I'd bang on a bunch of bets, and then just be like, "Right, we're done." Next.
What would you ask your future self in the year 2050 if you could just ask one question?
Oof, that is a deeply philosophical question.
Oh God.
Well, we're assuming I'm still here in 2050. I think I would ask myself, is there anything I shouldn't do that you did? Isn't that the most logical thing? Because then, if there's anything I deeply regret at that age, like really badly regret, I could not do it. But then I suppose then it depends on what impact that's going to have on your life. There's very few things I would change now from my past, maybe one or two. But like in 2050, my life is lived, right? So I'd be saying like, what's the one thing you shouldn't do?
I'd be going forward and asking myself, do you regret getting Beard Meats Food cancelled?
You'd know the answer. You wouldn't regret that. So like, there's nothing else.
I'd be gutted, mate. Like if I'd said something, or like if I'd done something and it actually affected your career, I'd be really sad.
Like on Twitter when you said that I'd retired. No regret. You seemed really sad about that.
If someone wanted to pay you 300k to spend 1 week in an abandoned house with one person without eating or sleeping, would you accept the offer?
How long am I there?
You'd piss that a week.
1 week.
You can't. If you went a week without sleeping, you'd be dying, man. I don't think you could do it. I don't think it's physically possible. You'd die.
All right, take out the eating, sleeping part.
No, you could live at eating part.
300k for you to spend 1 week in an abandoned house with Josh.
300k to spend a week in an abandoned house with Josh without eating, I could do. I don't know if I would want it. I don't really value money that much that I need 300k. It'd be the fact that I'm with you wouldn't be that. I don't think it'd be that hard. Only one of us is coming out alive, actually, I reckon.
Do I get all the 300k when I come out alive?
It's like a battle royale. Like if we fight to the death, who survives the longest. Nah, I don't want 300k that badly. Because that's gonna be a stressful week, man.
I mean, I'd take it. I would take
It's like
that.
1 week.
Yeah, I'd take that.
I don't think you could go a week without eating. I don't believe you could.
Well,
I know I
do you want
could.
to front up the cash? Let's give it a go.
I think you
No.
could.
How much money do you think I've got to my name?
It'd be very unpleasant, but I think you
I
think you
don't.
could
I know
do
how
it.
hard that would be for me, who has been multiple days without food.
How long's what's the longest you've been without food?
Oh, I think it was after like LA in 2019 when I'd been there for a week and filmed every day. I think it was like 2 and a bit days, so it was like 50 hours or something like that. 2 and a smidge. It's like 50 hours. And that was like, but to be fair, I'm coming to that from a position where I'm like massively overfed.
Yeah.
Right? So for the first day, I don't really give a shit because I don't really want to eat. Second day, it's creeping up on you. But I think I've got the discipline to go a long time without food, provided I can drink.
Yeah, you'd
obviously.
have to have water, wouldn't you?
I could definitely do it. But I don't know if I'd want to do it for 300k. Like, especially in an abandoned house. Where's the house? Somewhere nice, or is it like a rickety old fucking
Yeah, Normanton. It's next to you.
fucking next to Lindsay's mum and dad?
If you could learn any skill you want in the world without trying, which one would you pick?
That's tough. That's between two things for me. Is a skill like a language count as a skill?
Yeah.
So you could just like, probably not far away from that. Elon Musk, what is it called? Neuralink, banging like a little chip in your mind. Pay like 300 quid for Spanish. I would really love to be able to play piano really, really well. Like fucking the top. I don't know what I'm saying. Like the top echelon piano. There's like the grade you don't need in piano playing, like how good you are. Like
Yeah.
Grade whatever. I'd like to be really good at playing piano because I think it's just a really cool instrument, and it impresses me more than any other instrument when people are really good at it. That or like learn Spanish. I feel like I could just not be lazy and learn Spanish though. I think that would be less work than learning how to play piano.
We could do that as a challenge. We could both download the Duolingo app and then be like 6 months. We're gonna have like we'll get a Spanish teacher into graders, and whoever's the most fluent.
We'll do a podcast in Spanish.
Yeah,
That'd be quite a good way because we talked about challenges before. Like maybe that could be the motivating factor to be like.
Do we have to use that app though? I feel like I could maybe get the inside track, get like a personal tutor or something, and just win. But I don't know if that is. You know what I was thinking the other day? I was thinking because I wanted to go to Germany to shoot some videos.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's a fucking tragedy that like I did German at GCSE German for 5 years. And it should be a crime that I'm not completely fluent in it. When in reality, I only know like a few phrases.
Hi, how are you?
I don't think I know that. I know hi is just hello. But like, it is right. Hello. I know like ich bin English is like I am English.
Right.
Or ich heiße Adam. If I don't want to do the accent, like full mashings. But yeah, I should really have paid more attention and like. I feel like something useful that you like maths. Who gives a fuck? But German could actually be of use to me. It's not a nice language, is it? German.
No.
It's not a beautiful sounding language. Spanish sounds nice. Italian sounds nice.
I'd go for Spanish.
Even French sounds nice. Japanese sounds quite nice. Or whatever,
Okay, what?
Well, thanks for asking. Yeah, I'd. Fuck me.
No, because you're gonna say, learn how to fucking
fuck it, go on, move
jump
on.
3 cars in a shopping basket like you're.
Next one.
What age would you prefer if you could go back in time and be any age you wanted for a month? So you could be any age.
22 or 23.
Why?
I was just going to respond by saying I think it's when I was happiest, but that's I can't. If Lynn's listening to that, she'll be like, "That's before you fucking met me, you bastard." You got no real concerns. When I was 23, I just graduated doing the masters, right?
Yeah.
So I was having that basically that year. I'm like, I'm not getting a full-time job. I'm just going out and sesh like every fucking like 3 times a week, just going out getting wankered all the time, just having a good time with your mates. You're still young enough that you don't really have that many responsibilities.
Yeah.
Before the very real grind of your normal 9 to 5 job. I need a house. I need to get married. I need this and that.
Yeah.
And I just have fond memories of being in my early 20s.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to, but like maybe if I could go back, like probably when I was like 17, if I could go back with the mentality that I've got now. Does that...
Your mentality is identical to when you were 17. No, what are you talking about? If I could go back to 17 and watch the original Jackass, that'd be awesome.
But nah, like I for the longest time, all I wanted to do was fucking be an adult, just so that I could like not have to answer to anyone or anything. So I'm kind of happy with where I'm at.
I think we're like polar. Yeah, I wouldn't go back permanently. If I could go back as a tourist, you mean?
Tourist.
A tourist.
What, so you mean you
I
go
just go
back,
back
with
there, but-
your mind now
But then I come back here. I'm not permanently back there, right?
for a month, it says.
Oh,
A month?
Fucking right, man. I would love that. That'd be ace. If that was a real thing, like a Total Recall, where they can give you experiences as holidays.
Yeah, your dick still works. Like, you know.
I'll tell you what, when I was 22, I wasn't using it much, right? But like, maybe a shade more than that. I don't know.
That was
but, like,
the Viagra that Lindsay bought for her birthday.
It wasn't Viagra. It was, she bought some dodgy blue Zeus pill or something from like Amazon, and it basically just had like taurine in and fenugreek, which neither of which do anything. Well, actually, fenugreek has some. I think the only thing I know about fenugreek studied is that it can potentially absorb prescription medication.
Right.
So next time you see a fitness influencer trying to sell you it for fat loss, think twice. But yeah, no, it didn't have anything. It was like a Red Bull, basically. That's not going to give me a hard on. I don't think anyway. I don't drink Red Bull, but
That was funny, that though. That was her birthday present to herself. I love it.
well, it was her birthday present to herself, but really it was just a joke, an over the top joke at my expense. She showed it to me. She's like, I was like, fucking shut up. But I thought I deserved that because I didn't buy her tickets for 1975, and she was pissed off about that.
I thought you were taking a turn with that then. Next.
Okay, so should we finish on this one? We've been running for about an hour.
Is it a strong one?
I think it's pretty strong.
Okay.
So you pick up a book and start reading,
You've lost Josh already.
only to realise it's your life. Do you turn the page knowing that you won't be able to change the events that will unfold?
Ooh.
Just like
I
if
think
you
it
know
depends.
what's going to happen in your future, or do you want to know or do you not?
Am I only turning one page, so I can only see slightly into the future?
Well, you can just read the whole book
Or you can read
I
the whole
assume.
thing.
and see what happens.
Ooh. I mean, you got two perspectives there, like this, because you could change it, right? I guess if you know what's going to happen, like the
think-
old time travel
I
paradox.
assume you can change it, or
So, for example, if I
no. Saying turn the page knowing that you won't be able to change the events that will unfold.
oh god no.
Fuck that.
Yeah, what if it says like he got one day he was walking the streets and an organized rabble of people really fucking hated his videos and they took him to like an abandoned warehouse and they tortured him to death, cut his knob off and stuck it in his mouth. Something like really horrendous like that. I don't know why my mind went there, but like that's something that bad.
It won't exactly be a mouthful, would it?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think I want to know. I think but I think about what a friend of mine, you know, the wedding that I shot.
Yeah.
So that couple, they just did like one of those gender reveal parties, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think I'd still want to be. I don't know how as a percentage how many people do it, but if Linz were to be pregnant, I think I would want to wait to the birth to find out.
Oh, really?
I don't think she would. So like what she says goes, but like it'd be interesting to know how many people find out in advance.
Yeah.
It's most people. I think I'm the weird one for.
No, it's tough to say, innit? I think it's more preparation, innit? So, like, I think the pressures of it's going to be hard enough because you can have a baby regardless of gender. So, if you could at least get some baby grows that's either blue or pink, if you're that.
People have been able to do it since before we've been able to figure out what
Yeah.
gender you are. Like in the relatively recent history, I think it's more exciting to be like down the business end, like what the I don't know what it is. Somebody's coming out.
excited.
Somebody's coming out. Oh, it's a boy.
Oh, it's a shit.
Oh,
She
no,
shit
that's-
herself.
Well, that happens all the time.
It does, yeah.
Understandably. But yeah,
On the business end. I hope you never have kids, man. Fuck me.
I wouldn't be going down there, I tell you, man. I'd be like one of those, those like, oh, sorry, I'm away. When's the due date? Oh, I think I got Nathan's that day. I can't be there. No, I think I don't know that I want to really know the future. Isn't that part of like what makes being alive important?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Can you find out, George? I want to know how many people find out like the birth of their kids before actually the sex of their kids before they they have the kid.
I imagine it's quite a lot.
I think more than don't. More people find out than don't.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
So 58% of women and 58% of men said they had found out and planned. They had found out or planned to find out the sex of the fetus.
Yeah, so like more than average, but only just more than average.
Yeah, I asked twice. I like you check again. No one found it funny.
My grandma always tells a story about like because my mum and dad didn't find out.
Yeah.
And my grandma's like one of these like old wifey style, like superstitious about weird things.
Yeah.
So she was like, I feel it's this. She was convinced I was going to be a girl, right? Like when my mum was pregnant. So was my mum. and they didn't find out. And my dad called from the hospital to tell my grandma, and she was like, "Yeah, he's had a boy. We've had a boy." And my grandma's like, "A boy?" Apparently, that was my grandma's first was not like congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, then she's like, "A boy," and my dad was like, "Yeah, a boy," and she was like, "No, it can't be a boy." And then my dad just went fucking mental. He's like, "Yeah, fucking boy." But yeah, my grandma always tells that story. I think they just hated each other. But that's common, isn't it? Probably my mother-in-law, when we actually eventually get married, if we do, hates me.
Yeah, I'm sure she probably will.
I don't think my father-in-law does, though. But that's because I gave him a car. So a fucked old booted car.
The old Z4.
Not like, I gave him
Classic.
a car. I gave just nobody else. It was worth fuck all, so I wouldn't have got anything for trading it in. So I gave him the old BMW Z4 with like 300,000 miles on the clock.
When that's done, he'll get the Nissan Figaro.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting that. When that's fucked, it's just gonna be like an ornament in my. I could put it in my room, couldn't I? I'd fucking take it upstairs.
That was a good one. That I enjoyed that episode, mate.
Yeah, well, it's my idea.
You should think of ideas more often.
Yeah.
That was really just a Google job. It took me like 5 minutes to figure out, but there was some deep questions answered there, I think.
That's it. That's one in the bag. Thanks for everybody for listening. Thanks everybody for watching.
Have we got a guest on next week?
Possibly, if we can get this running order correct. Although we're on last week and you enjoyed that episode, did you? I don't know.
Anyway, thanks for watching.
Peace.